Someone calls you fat. They call you ugly. Oh, they say you can't dress. Is it true? Is it true to you? Is it true what they said? If not, then why does it matter so much? Hey my loves, welcome back to another video. It's your girl Lady J. As you can tell by today, we will be discussing how to become unbothered and how to not let other people's opinions get the best of you. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then keep on watching. Learning how to become unbothered is one of the best things that you can do for yourself whenever you're on your self-care journey or glow up journey, whatever type of journey you're on. It's because it brings you so much peace. Once you get to a point in life where you no longer care about how others perceive you, what they think about you, or what they say about you, your life will change for the better. And so in today's video, that's why I'm going to be sharing with you guys 6 different tips on how you can become unbothered and become less reactive and get your emotions in check. If you know how to master your emotions, then more than likely you will become less reactive to what people say. So my first tip is to detach from outcomes, aka letting go of control. As someone who likes to control any and everything that happens to her, I had to realize that everything thrown my way, I cannot control. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, this was a hard one for me to let go, and honestly I'm still kind of learning this one too. Certain things that happen to you in life that you cannot control, is beyond your control, you just gotta let it go, because trying to have a control on everything, every little aspect, it will drive you insane. It will drive you nuts. You're not gonna get no peace from that, and you wonder why you're walking around here with anxiety, why you're always paranoid, is because you want to have a control on things. I just had to realize that that comes from fear. I will attach myself to certain outcomes, like if I do this, if I do that, then this outcome will happen this way, or that outcome will happen that way. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it doesn't always work out that way, and you just got to be okay with that. You got to be cool with that. Some things are just meant to happen. Whether you like it or not, change is gonna happen. Except that situation took place. For an example, we're just gonna use the baby mama scenario. You and your dude, maybe y'all probably broke up and y'all probably got a kid together, and you probably just can't accept the fact that I'm gonna be a single mom now, I gotta raise this child by myself. And you probably didn't even want that. You probably did everything in your power to try to control the situation, but it just didn't turn out the way you wanted to. You just gotta accept it for what it is. The situation between you and the guy just didn't work out. Accepted the fact that, okay, well, there's nothing that you can do about it. The only thing that you can do is just go on by your life and raise your child. So for me, what helped me with this, I had to learn how to just focus on what I can control. There are certain things that I want right now to happen, they have yet to happen, and I don't know if they'll happen or when they'll happen. The only thing I can do is focus on the now. I often hear people talk all the time about certain stuff that took place, that happened to them. Maybe it was a situation that took place at work. Oh, this person did that, this person did that. Mind you, it was 5 years ago. You still holding on to a grudge that took place 5 years ago. You're not talking to the person because of that little one situation. I get it, they did you wrong, but what are you gonna do about it? Because I can rest assure you, they're not losing sleep overnight thinking about the situation. It didn't happen, it done took place, and they done moved on. You, on the other hand, you still worried about it. In the end, it's only you. My second tip, being self-aware. Listen, let me tell you something. At this big grown age, nobody can tell me who I am as a person. You might have been able to do that maybe 10 years ago, but at this big grown age that I'm at, you cannot tell me who I am as a person. You know why? Because I have taken the time to get to know myself. I know my weaknesses, I know my strengths, I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I'm not capable of. And see, this is a thing where I need y'all to understand. If you lack self-awareness, you're gonna go through your whole entire life and people will try to tell you who you are. People have a funny way of trying to tell you who you are as a person, and it's very easy for them to do that if you don't have self-awareness. My biggest tip to you is to become more self-aware. This helps you become more in tune who you are as an individual, because once you learn who you are as a person, can't nobody tell you who you are. Nobody should know you better than you know yourself. If they do know you better than yourself, then it's a problem and that needs to be fixed. Another thing with becoming self-aware is to make sure you have boundaries, because if you have boundaries set into place, then nobody is not gonna mess with you. They could probably try just to see how far you will go. If you're actually grounded in your boundaries, then nobody can mess with you too much. They'll soon figure out that you're serious and you mean business about what you say. I come to realize people who overstep boundaries, 9 times out of 10, they don't have boundaries themselves. themselves. So if you're dealing with somebody that don't have boundaries for themselves, how do you expect them to respect your boundaries that you set for yourself as an individual? It's impossible for them to respect it, because if they did, they would have boundaries for themselves. And having boundaries shows people how to treat you. It shows people how to respect you. If you have boundaries, you're more likely to be taken seriously. So setting boundaries helps you define what you will and what you will not tolerate from others. My next tip is to stop getting triggered. You gotta learn how to stop reacting to any and everything. You gotta learn how to control your emotions as a person. Remember what I said in the beginning of the video where I said emotional intelligence? This is where emotional intelligence comes to play. If you know how to master your emotions as a person, then you wouldn't let certain things, any and everything that's said about you, get to you. And if you're someone who gets easily triggered, or you're easily emotional, you're a very emotional person, you might need to sit down and ask yourself some questions like, why does this bother me so much? Why am I getting triggered so much? Why does it matter what that person said to me or what they think? It could come from a place of insecurity. Maybe you're lacking confidence. Just because you're walking down the street, you see somebody look at you crazy. Oh, they look at you funny. Okay, so they looked at you funny. You don't have to make a comment about any and everything that someone does to you. Someone calls you fat. They calls you ugly. Oh, they say you can't dress. Is it true? Is it true to you? Is it true what they said? If not, then why does it matter so much? Not everything deserves a reaction, a comment, or a response. This is something that I had to learn along the way. I used to be so bothered by the simplest things what people would say or act towards me. I had to sit down with myself and ask myself and be like, self, why are you so bothered? What's going on? It was because I feared what people thought about me, how they perceived me as a person. It was because I was lacking confidence. I wasn't confident in my abilities. I wasn't confident in who I was as a person. I didn't know myself. Simple as that. I used to do any and everything just to try to please other people because I actually cared. I actually gave a fuck about what other people thought about me. I know it sounds crazy, right? But it's the truth. And this is why I say you can't be bothered with that. You gotta get to a point where you stop caring so much. Honestly, when you think about it, some of the stuff that we get triggered by, it don't even be nothing serious. It be little small stuff. It's not even that big of a deal. I don't care if it's a random person or it is somebody that you know. So you mean to tell me you got to have a reaction every time someone says something crazy to you out of the way? Seriously. I mean, be so for real. Is it really that deep? If it is, then you need to do some souls. My next tip is to build confidence. Now this goes back to what I was saying originally, knowing who you are, having self-awareness. Because when you're confident in yourself, no one can tell you anything about you if you feel that it's not who you are genuinely as a person. Affirmations. Speak highly of yourself. Speak life into yourself. Learn what your capabilities are. Know what your strengths are. Know what your weaknesses are. Know what you can and what you cannot do. While you're building your confidence, focus on your growth. Forget about the negativity. Forget about what you can't control. Focus on your growth. When you're minding your business and focusing on your own journey to becoming a better person, you could care less about what anybody else got going on or what they thinking about you. Because like I said, it doesn't even matter. This is the time where you could be learning a new skill, learning a new hobby of some sort. I don't know, something to make yourself a better person. This is how you build your confidence. This is how you grow as a person. Think about your higher self, how she would carry herself, how she would talk, how she would think, how she would act, the way she walked, the way she dressed. Think about all that. Once you become more in tune with who you are and you focus on building yourself up, your confidence, you start to not care anymore about what anybody else got going on. My next tip is to limit the exposure to negativity. Have you ever thought to yourself, maybe the reason why you feel the way you feel or think the way you think is because of your environment? I'm here to tell you, you don't have to become a product of your own environment. You can do something about it. If all of the people around you are so negative, they're gossiping, they're always bothered, they worried about what the next person is doing, then change your group of friends. Change your circle. Get away from that. Whoever you associate yourself with, that's who you become. So if you're surrounding yourself around a bunch of broke people who ain't got nothing going for themselves, all they do is gossip and they talking negative, talking down about the next person, then what does that make you? You got 5 of them. What does that make you? You're number 6. Okay? So do something about that. Change your environment. Don't become a part of the problem. Isolate yourself. Get with some people who can elevate you. They can help you change your mindset. They can help you grow. Limit your interactions with toxic people. Because let me tell you a thing or two. Negativity, it is so easy for it to rub off on you. It's easier for our minds to think negative. You have to train your brain to think positive instead of negative. And another thing, stop taking things so personally. If people know that they can get a reaction out of you and you're very emotional, that's a way for them to take advantage of you. That's a way that you're giving power to them, and you gotta find a way to get that power back. Take back your power. Life itself is already hard enough. Everything is not meant to be so serious. Learn how to have fun. Learn how to laugh. Don't take everything so personal. Everything is not meant to be taken personal. Learn how to let things go. Learn how to let it roll off your shoulders. Becoming a more carefree person will do you justice in this lifetime. But like I said before, becoming unbothered is a gradual process. It takes time and effort to continue to get better at this skill. It's not gonna happen overnight. If you still find yourself becoming triggered or reactive to certain things, understand that it's still normal to go through that, because again, we are human. So we're meant to feel things. You can stay down for a little bit, but at some point you gotta get back up. As always, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys found some of the tips that I shared with you today very helpful. If you would like to comment some more down at the bottom. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye.